Okay, so in this scenario, I am going to play as Hawkeye versus Crossbones with the standard encounter set. Excuse me, and the 3 modular encounter sets. That's Hydra Patrol, Weapons Master, and Legions of Hydra. Create the experimental weapons deck, and that's already been done here. So here we are at that, and we'll flip over to stage 1B. Crossbones is leading an army of Hydra soldiers in a direct assault on the Project Pegasus facility in the Adirondack Mountains. Okay, I may have butchered that pronunciation, but when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. I'll give these a shuffle, and then we'll draw the top one, which in this case will be the energy shield. Attached to the villain, he gains retaliate 1. Then I have to spend an energy and a mental to discard this card. Excellent. Back to me. I'll shuffle this, and then I will draw 6. In this case, Clint Barton, weapon of choice, spend 1 resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for a Hawkeye's bow and add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So we already have it there, which is fab. So I don't need to worry too much about that for now. What else have we got? A couple of other bits. Team training is okay, but I may just mulligan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might get rid of all those there now, so we mulligan everything but the bow. Done. That might be a little better. But let's now go to our turn. So first things first, the bow will come into play. Get +1 attack, and each of your arrows attacks gains ranged. Flip over. So with the ranged, at least that's going to avoid our retaliate, which might be good enough to maybe leave that there for a bit. Excuse me, but I suppose we'll see. So we're flipping over, exhaust Hawkeye to ready the bow. Very little else that I can do in this instance, but you know what? Let's play the Vibranium Arrow with strength. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This attack gains piercing. And we've ranged, so we've effectively gotten rid of that, which is good. Then I have to spend an energy and a mental. I might use this, and this is a mental, just to get rid of this. I might just then attack for 3 with Hawkeye. 1, 2, 3. And maybe we'll call that a day. I'll hold on to this, and we'll go to the villain phase. So part 1 goes on to this. He would attack me. And what do we have here? Do we have anything pertinent? Electrical arrow. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow. Stun an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. 5 damage instead if it's already stunned. Interesting. That'll be later. So he's going to attack me. We only have 1 arrow coming up, so I may as well just I think I'll exhaust to defend against this. It's hitting for 1, 2, hits for 2. I take 1 damage. Done. And then the next part, we'll get our encounter card, which is a Hydra Flame Soldier. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. Fine. It has to be support, right? So we'll go to turn 2. Now it's so little that I can do here. I get this guy out. That's going to do 3 damage to someone. We'll do 3 damage to him, but right it as. He would cost 3. That's not ideal. It leaves us very little else to do. If we use 1, 2, 3. I think maybe that might be the best option. So 2 to play an electric arrow, which is exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. So I think I may stun him and then deal 3 damage. That then defeats that stage of the villain, which is part 1. So we're going on to part 2. When Crossbones has a weapon attachment, his attack gains piercing. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for Crossbows machine gun and attach it to Crossbones. Here we go. Shuffle the encounter deck. I suppose we'll shuffle just for posterity. And we'll remove these from play here now, because we've done that. The stun is still on him. This guy is not a huge problem, it's still something. I may get the support out. Team training costs 2, so just so we're using stuff, I'll use these 2. Each ally you control gets +1. It's not pertinent for now, but at least it's kind of thinning the deck a small bit. With that in mind, I think we'll move on to the villain phase. So, part 1, that stuff was on here, threat. He would attack me, but he doesn't. We get rid of the stun. When Crossbones attacks you, in this instance he doesn't, so I don't believe this would go off. Correct me if I'm wrong here. This guy would attack me then. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard the support you control. I don't really think I want to. Well, maybe I could get rid of that. And this is going to cost 1. This guy, how much do I have? That's handy for a stun. You know, I think I may weather his hit and discard the team training. And we'll see what we can do with these guys in the next turn. So I'll weather the hit. He hits me for 1. Because of that, then that gets rid of team training. And then the next card we get is Hydra Bomber. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I will take 2 damage. I'd rather not have this flip on me just yet. So I think I'm alright with that. We'll go to the player phase of turn 3. Now. Cable Arrow, Sonic Arrow, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. Right. That would pull 3 from here, which mightn't be a bad thing entirely. The Cable Arrow, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, remove 3 threat from the scheme, ignore any crisis icons. So that could reduce this. Yeah, I think that might be our only really viable option here. So I'm going to use a Sonic Arrow to pay for a Cable Arrow. Exhaust the bow, remove 3. Alright. Ignoring the crisis, that's fine. That's done. I'll exhaust the ready up thing again, and I'll use these 2 to pay for an electric arrow. In this case, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, and then do 3, which is fine. And I don't like taking 2 attacks shortly, but maybe that's something to work on. We'll see how we go anyway. Let's go into the next villain phase. So part 1 goes on this. He doesn't attack, he's stunned. These guys are going to hit me for 1 each. I won't defend against either of them, I'll just take the 2. Now, worst case scenario, gang up. We'll see what happens. Part 1, concussion grenade. When revealed, hero, you are stunned. So I take stun. Deal 1 damage to your hero. So that's going to do 1 damage to me. 2 instead if you were already stunned. That's not pertinent. That's done. And we'll move on to turn 4, hero phase. Now, That's an interesting one. Sonic Arrow will do 3 and a Confuse. Maybe we'll bunk down then. I'm rather tempted to do that. So the first thing we'll do is attack to get rid of the stun. I'll use a ready for action to bring the Expert Marksman into play. Then I will play a Sonic Arrow, discarding Vibranium. No, I'll keep the Vibranium maybe. I'll discard Mockingbird to pay for the other resource requirement. Exhaust the Bow, and this. To confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage. That's going to be our main boy here. To confuse and then do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. That's done. I may flip down then. And I think I will leave it at that. We know we're going to scheme over into the next turn, but let's see how that goes. So we'll end the turn, or end the phase, going to the villain phase. One goes on here. He would scheme on it, but he doesn't. The confuse goes instead. These guys both scheme. Well, actually no, one would scheme. And we go to the next scheme. And then, excuse me, he'd scheme for an additional 1, and we have to reveal the next weapon. The exosuit. Alright. So that's the end of that part of it. Now we do our bad card. Bad card is Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra cannot take damage while the Legions of Hydra side scheme is in play. After Madam Hydra schemes or attacks, place 2 threat on the Legions of Hydra side scheme. So that's alright with me. I don't see any guard here. So there's a part of me thinks we may be okay in this instance. I might be tempted to even go up. Try to do it because we could use this. That's going to do 6 damage. I've got nothing guarding him, so we could do 6 to that. We can refresh, then do an explosive arrow, and deal 3 damage to the villain each minion engaged with you. With that player, me in this instance, that would do 3 across the board here. I think we might be okay. I could clear these guys up, but I think maybe why am I... Okay. I'm not going to recover in this instance. I'm going to flip straight up into Hawkeye. In fact, let me just hit the turn 5 there. So then we flip up to Hawkeye. I'm going to use Expert Marksman for an explosive arrow. Exhaust the Bow. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You're defeated. Here we go. Now, a vibranium arrow will kill him instantly. So we know that we have essentially won with that in play. I am tempted to maybe... No, I'm not tempted to do anything. We'll just end it. We'll just go 1, 2 to play for Vibranium Arrow. Exhaust the Bow. I can't exhaust it, so I'll do this first. Right, this happens first. Now I pay for these. Exhaust the Bow. I deal 6 damage to an enemy. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. The attack causes or gains piercing. He had nothing there on him, and I think that's game. Excellent. Alright, well, we'll call that a day. That was nice and short.